We're back. So today we're talking about the Monster Wake. Mathews' new Monster Wake. It's been a long time since we heard about this bow and finally got one in. So we're 35 inches axle to axle. We're 5 inches brace height. And we're going to weigh it right now. So on the scale, she weighs in at, whoa, 5.5. So why don't we just call it 5, 5, and 5. 5 pounds, 5 ounces, 5 inches in brace height, 35 inches axle to axle. So here's kind of a comparison with the new Wake and the Chill. This is a Chill X. So you can see the limb size difference. Pretty ginormous. And then when you hold the bows side to side, they're the same length axle to axle, or fairly close anyway. But there's a significant difference between the riser, obviously. See the little cute shoot hole through? Yeah. And then if you look at, the cams, that was what I was going to show you. The cams are obviously quite a bit different. And there's a lot less weight here than there is here. Just note to self. It is a big bow. There is no doubt about it. That limb pocket is giant.
That's a long jaw.
Just the size of the limbs are big. It's a big bow. There's no doubt about it. So,
well,
pretty cool looking. But let's get it built. Okay, so we're going to put on the Ripcord Ace, new rest this year. It's really sweet too, by the way. I really like it. I'm digging it. So if you haven't checked out a review on the Ripcord, go check it out. But this is a sweet rest. Normally we do these tests with a different kind of rest, but lately I kind of fallen in love with this rest. It works really, really well. So if you haven't checked one of these out, get into your local pro shop and see a Ripcord, because this new Ripcord Ace is sweet. And I don't have to do the whole felt thing and do all the little tie-ons for you. It's awesome. Note to self, your press. I'm on the widest setting both sides, and we still have a little bit of room. We could go a little bit wider. So waiting up an arrow. I'm gonna hit a 350 grain arrow. This one happens to be 347 point something. So, you know, that and the string loop ought to make up for the 350 grains ish. And we only got a 29-inch cam because we don't have a 30. So let's go see what we got. 335. Okay, so we're going to shoot the bow. So after our review, just a simple one over. As far as the bow goes, it is a heavy bow. That's going to be the first thing that anybody that picks one up, they're going to say it is a heavy bow. But heavy can be good as well. Heavy's good in wind. Heavy tends to hold better, but it's going to be a crossover for a lot of the market. As far as the bow and its draw stroke, I can say that I am actually pretty impressed with the way the bow draws. I was expecting more of a top of a peak type fill when you drew that back, which it didn't. It actually shoots really well. I was pretty impressed that way. I'd like to play with a few other things as far as tuning goes. We didn't check the cam timing, but it did tune with a dead square knocking point. So we have a dead level knocking point. No 1/8 inch knock high, no 1/4 inch knock high. It is dead square. So that would tell me, I would think our cams were pretty close to being in sync, which is a good thing, because usually a lot of bow manufacturers, when we pull them out of the box, we have to do a couple twists here and there in order to get our cams true. So as far as feel, very little hand shock. It shoots and shoots very well. Obviously, I think Mathews is probably targeting a little bit more of the competitive side, target industry with this. You're not going to have any grip options. It is a machined handle, so you're going to have a solid riser that you're holding on to, which obviously, if somebody was going to hunt with this bow, August, September, October, no big deal. But when you start getting into October, November, December, when it's freezing cold outside, that's going to be a little chilly to be holding on to. So, but as far as the bow goes and feel, it feels really well. So we're going to run a few arrows through it. I just want to get it sighted in and see how she holds as far as the group goes. With my mixed baggage of arrows. How's that? Man, she does shoot good. There's no doubt about it. It feels really good to shoot. Quiet too, surprisingly. I would have expected a little bit more of a thump out of it, but it does shoot good. Okay, so got the 2015 Monster Wake. We're super excited about this bow getting in. We've had a ton of phone calls and a ton of people wanting to know when it was going to get here. It arrived yesterday. Sorry that it took us a little longer than we tried to get this review up and going for you. So just to recap, 35 inches axle to axle, 5-inch brace height. She does weigh in a bit heavy at 5.5 pounds, so it's not a super light bow. It shoots really well. It has a better draw stroke than I expected. It's super smooth on the back end, and it tuned dead square. I was really surprised. It was a 340 spine arrow, and it shot a perfectly level nock travel as far as our knocking point. So. We've just got the basics on here. We didn't throw a stabilizer on it. We don't have a quiver on it, obviously. This is just your basic setup. So we've got one here ready to go. We've sighted it in on the range, and come in and give her a run. We've got a lot of people that have been chomping at the bit even yesterday that they heard that we had one. So I'm sure she's going to get a few arrows thrown through her today as soon as the store opens. So get into your local Mathews dealer and try out the new Monster Wake.